Hey guys, listen, we're back with another video, and I know it's been a while, but listen, like life, life hits everybody, right? So I mean, learning a lot as time goes, and that's the whole point and premise of this whole entire thing, like, right? So you go through life, you go through phases, and you learn, right? So it's like every single anime that you like, storyline that you like, it starts off somewhere, and there's these things that go on through your life or go throughout this entire story, right? And in that story, that's when you see things are not going how it's supposed to, and it's all about overcoming the odds. And that's the whole point of what we're doing here, right? So I have learned a lot as time goes, and I'm just documenting this whole journey so that you guys can actually see and understand like what's going on, right? So in this trading journey, I have been learning a lot. I thought I had patience, but it comes to find out I don't, right? Right. So I'm just saying like I'm going through these phases and I'm listening to these videos. I'm listening to these past traders who were multi-millionaires, even like I wouldn't say close to billionaires, but multi-million, like over the 100 millions. And it was a key thing that I've seen in common, and it was just patience, this aspect of waiting. And even my homeboy who trades and he gets like he's profitable, like he's making money off of this. He has something, and I asked him a question and he answered it. Thank God. Thank you so much, bro. You answered very clearly. And the video did the same thing, right? So I asked him, I said, bro, like when it comes down to this trading, when you're looking at a setup, do you trade setups that are almost kind of like what you're looking for, or it has to be exactly what you're looking for, like perfect setup? And he says, yes, that's what he looks for, the perfect setup, right? He looks for the perfect setup, and if it's almost like it, and he still takes a trade, most of the time he loses, but he finds himself to be more profitable on the profitable side when he's looking at trades that he is more inclined to win. It's like perfect, like there's nothing wrong with this trade. And that has been my issue, right? Okay, so I came to the point of yes, I've been winning trades, but I also been losing. I've been finding trades that are similar to what I'm looking for, but yet again, it does not work. And I still take those trades and I find myself failing, right? So now listen to the video I think it's from Jesse Livermore. If I'm not correct, if I messed up the name, it's okay, right? Go and find out Jesse Livermore. And he spoke about the patience aspect when it comes down to trading, like just being able to wait for that perfect setup. And sometimes that perfect setup may take days or even weeks to set up. But when it sets up, that's when you risk big. Instead of risking 1% on these little trades that are almost like what you are looking for, why not risk, 5 to 10% on a trade that is perfect, right? Everything is lined up and you see anything wrong with it. You don't see anything that is wrong with that trade. And I think that's my trading style. It came to the point I was thinking about 2 to 3 trades a week, but now it's looking like 2 or 3 trades a month. Honestly, like looking for the perfect setup. So that is what we're gonna dive into right now. I pray you guys are seeing the screen because if you guys are not, then listen, I just did this whole video on air. So listen, we're here for the video, right? So now let's look at the chart. And I'm just addressing certain trades or this one specifically that I was looking at to, enter. I didn't enter on it, number one, guys, and the reason why I did not enter on this trade is because it happened, the entry happened on Friday, and I was looking for an entry on that Monday, but didn't give me that aspect or you didn't give me that opportunity. But listen, it still played out, right? So I'm looking at this trade setup and I said, okay, cool. Price. Let's look at this portion. There's no need to go further back, right? So I see that price is, bullish, right? The price was bullish, right? Price came up, bullish. Okay, bomb. Came bullish. In between here is straight buys, right? Straight buys up here. Until price came here, still buys, still bullish. Until price came here and broke it. When it broke here, then it became bearish, right? So now I'm looking for bearish, right? Bearish setup. Bomb. Okay, cool. We're looking for bearish setup. Then now I see this engulfing on the weekly. Okay, cool. So price is really showing me, it wants to engulf, right? And I'm just looking at this trade, right? I literally looked at this setup right here and I was like, okay, cool. What can I see happening? Can I see price going up here like this or more inclined to go down here? And I said it looks more inclined to go down here, right? And that's what happened. So bump that. Look, I said looking for a ship of structure and engulfing at area of interest. Look, I already had everything labeled down. So now it's at this area of interest, 1, 2, 3, where price highly respects, right? And now the daily was, Let's look at this. The daily shifted, right? So price was bearish, right? And then the daily came here, and it shifted, right? It came from here, shifted bearish, right at that point, right? And then right at this point. So I seen that price was completely bearish, looking at this aspect right here at this specific point, right? Um, and at this specific point, when I noticed that price was bearish, close below this area, right? I seen price underneath here, right? And when price is underneath here, I asked myself the question, okay, cool, yes. It's already showing me selling structure, right? All I need is price to wick into this area and it can wick all the way up to here. But I still believe that price would continue with the momentum if given the right signal, right? Can it go the opposite way? Of course it can, but I felt more inclined that it would be going bearish. Then price came here, and I had this drawn up what I was looking for. It should structure within this area, a better retracement to eventually sell, which I have right here. And then guess what? It did it with shifted structure here on the 15 minute, which I was looking forward to. Bomb, and this was going to be my sell entry. But look what time it happened on a Friday, guys. I was looking more so for price to just continue up some more. And then eventually, like here, give me a shift. Well, I would have been more inclined to enter. But you'd still see that price, still just get a shift structure. It wasn't what I was looking for at the time I was looking for, but it still did it, right? And you see, we would have made a good amount of profit off of that, right? And also, the issue also was the fact that price continued down and it did it again. It came here in this area. And look, you can actually see price came here at the 15 minute and it shifted structure again right here. Bomb. Cool. 315. Like, listen, that's AM, right? You know what I'm saying? And then the engulfing here. Bomb. Sells. Look at that. Price just continued downwards. So definitely a trade. Perfect setup. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing that I seen was giving me a vibe that this was not going to work out. And that is the trade setups that I'm talking about. If it was like, okay, cool, the 2 hour looks kind of weird and this, that, like, listen, that's not exactly what you're looking for. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so you're just looking at, and I'm speaking to myself as well. Look at the trade. If there's anything remotely off, you don't take the trade. Remotely off to your setup or your rules, right? You just like, cool, don't take it. Look for the perfect setup, and if it's not the perfect setup, do not take it. Risking 10% on this, making up 40%, risking them 10%, up like 60, 75% of your account just by waiting on the right trades, right? And I didn't have anything set up here where I could actually go down and probably like see what happened in the past. I think it was one trade. I don't know if it was you. What trade was it that I was looking at the other day? Which I think it was, what trade did I take? I think it was AJ or something, or USDJP. Right here, I didn't take no, I took AJ, I think. AJ, yeah. And look, this AJ trade made, 2.5%. Just by looking for the perfect setup, like looking at price. Okay, cool. Price is at this level on the weekly. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Price is at this level. Bomb. Price had a level, well-respected level. Okay, cool. The price has a well-respected level. Bomb retest, doji. Now we're looking at the daily. Okay, cool. What's the daily giving me? Okay, cool. Daily is giving me this rejection candle, which signals is going to continue going up. Okay, cool. What's the 4 hour giving me? I got the weekly giving me vibes, daily giving me vibes. Now the 4 hours giving me vibes. I seen 4 hour came here. I'm like, okay, cool. Most likely, this is a good place to enter a trade right off of this right here because I knew it was going to give like a head and shoulder. I knew, but I probably a chance of giving a head and shoulder. Then I just literally aimed up for this area here. You know what I'm saying? And look how profitable it was just based on something as simple as that, right? So being able to just capitalize off the trade notes like this, okay, cool, this is a clean, perfect setup. Clean. You know what I'm saying? This is the way you win, guys. Like you win off of patience and waiting for the perfect setup. Perfect setup. Perfect setup. Because you have to ask yourself this question. Let's just be realistic, right? Let's be realistic. Everybody knows break and retest. Every single person, right? You come into trading, they teach break and retest, supply demand zone. Like we know that, right? So you have to ask yourself, okay, cool. If it's simple as break and retest, think about it. If it is as simple as break and retest, and you can see a break and retest, why is 99, 95, 90, whatever percentage of people are failing? Because it's not just about the break and retest, guys. It's about finding the right break and retest. I just gave you the key to freaking how to be. I just gave you the key. It's about finding the right break and retest. So now, when you're looking at trades, you're not no longer just looking at the trade and saying, okay, cool, is this a break and retest? Right? You're looking at, is this the right break and retest? So now you're looking at the break and retest. Okay, cool, the break and retest is set up, but is this a trap? And that's what's going to happen. That's what's happening. A lot of traders are on these break and retests and they're not taking the right break and retest and they're getting trapped. So you have to ask yourself, what is the right break and retest? And the right break and retest is when it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing you can find that's like, okay, cool, so throw it off. If there's any little bit, any little thing that's it's off, that's a trap. Okay, cool. The 2 hour looks kind of trap. 4 hour looks kind of trap. Oh, it's not fully trap. The market is telling you how it wants to be traded, bro. Like it's telling you where it's going. But within it telling you where it's going, it would lay little traps. And your job as a trader is to not just trade the break and retest, but trade the right break and retest. And it takes a while because there's a lot of false break and retest that happens, more than right break and retest. So you have to look at the setup and say, okay, cool. This is a break and retest, but is it the right break and retest? And once you learn that, it's not going to be a lot of those. It's probably going to be like 3, 4 of those a month that come through. You want to take those ones. So you want to avoid as much break and retest as you can, but take the right one. And that requires patience, waiting for everything to line up, nothing off, nothing iffy. Trust your intuition where it's like, oh, this feels kind of weird. I'm good. This is not the right one. Oh, this is it. I'm good. It has to be like, okay, cool. This has to be like a no-brainer. Like this one was a no-brainer for me. I'm like, yo, I don't see anything wrong with this. Like, this is so freaking ideal. Like, this is the perfect setup. It's just like how you can look at the swing, like we took on in the AJ, where it's just like, yo, this is like, it's just ideal, bro. Like, I just don't see it going any other way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And those are the trades that you take. So, guys, listen, if you want to be profitable, you want to be good at this trading stuff, it's not just about the break and retest. Say, okay, cool, I'm going to learn the break and retest, but I want to learn the right break and retest to take. And then you'll see your profit skyrocket. And listen, I'm gonna show you guys. Like it's going to be evident, and we're going to do that. 2 or 3 trades a month, that equals out to like 20 some trades a year. Sample size of like 10. Being, bro, 7 out of 10 of those trades, if you get 5 out of 10 of those trades, correct, or even 3 out of 10 of those trades, bro, you're profitable, right? And the goal is to get 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 trades, 40% win rate with a 2.5, you're still gonna be up about, if you're risking 10%, about 40% up every single, sample size of 10. So listen, just weed those irrelevant trades out, risk big, and listen, that's how you become profitable and make it. Don't be like the other traders, be impatient and just taking every single break and retest. We're about taking the right break and retest. We're about evading traps, being patient, and that's what we're doing. We're looking at the break and retest. Is this a trap within this break and retest? And that's the question we're asking. Do we like this trade? Is there anything weird about this trade? What does my intuition feel about the trade? Is this the perfect setup? You're asking yourself these questions and you're answering it honestly. And when you feel like anything's off, don't take the trade, bro. Just wait for the one where it's perfect, where you have no doubt, and then risk big, and you don't see the profits. You feel me? So that's how we do it, man. Listen, love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Love, heart, do whatever you can. Share this to somebody, right? Man, listen, we're on this journey together, and you definitely will be profitable. So love you guys.